My oven is still on. Oh my gosh. You might be wondering, why am I blending oats, an entire container's worth, on the floor of my guest bedroom? I never clarify why I'm in the guest room. It's because my brother was like doing classes and I didn't want to be blending oats there because whenever we use the blender, he gets really annoying. So I did it upstairs. Wow. In this week's video, we're gonna be trying a different baked oatmeal recipe for every day of the week. And I also can't tell if this is a trend or if it's just my algorithm showing me more of what I'm viewing. I have an entire album on Instagram with just baked oatmeal recipes. I'm nervous because I might hate this. I tried it before and I didn't love it, but I didn't blend the oats, which apparently is a lot better. And also it wasn't a trend back then. So it just wasn't the same, you know. But before we get started, if this is your first time seeing my face, hi, my name is Chia. I make videos here on the internet. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and also hit the notification bell. That being said, we've got a whole container of oat flour to use. It is too early for this. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up and then we'll get started. This is what we're working with. I tried not making a single mess and it's everywhere. For day one, I made chocolate chip baked oats from Trace's Oats on Instagram. I did follow the recipe, obviously. However, I made some modifications. I halved the amount of chia seeds because I personally just am not that big of a fan of too many chia seeds. I added a whole scoop of protein powder instead of half of a scoop. And so because of that, I didn't add any vanilla extract because my protein powder is vanilla flavored. And then I also didn't add any sweetener. And also, the recipe called for a 1-to-1 ratio of oats to oat milk. I didn't have oat milk, so I used water, not thinking it would make too much of a difference. But the batter came out so runny. I was very surprised. I didn't even use all the water. I think I used maybe half, and it still came out really runny. So that's something that I kind of kept in mind moving forward. But anyway, enough from me. I baked it and then we tasted it. Let's see what I thought. I went to go shower while I was in the oven, and the recipe said that it should be in there for like 20 to 22 minutes. I took it out at like 21 minutes, and I think it overcooked a little bit. It's a little hard. But we're here for taste. So let's hope it's not dry. All the Instagram accounts that I see always do the little the shot. Let me do it. Oh, the whole thing just came out. Let's just bon appetit. Wait, I really don't hate it. I live near an airport, so forgive that. Anyway, this is good. It's a little what's another one? I think if I were to make this again, I would add honey, like the recipe calls for, or even mashed banana. I think would be really good. Give it another bite. Get some chocolate in there. This is good. This could have been so good if I added a bit more sweetener to it, and also if I didn't overcook it. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. I think cinnamon would have been really good on this, and some peanut butter on top. I think I'm gonna go add some peanut butter on top. I'm gonna go add some peanut butter on top. Okay, day 2. And yes, maybe I am wearing the same shirt. Next topic, thank you. So basically, I was thinking about these chocolate chip oats that I made the day before, and I really wanted to see if I can make them better. So I found a recipe for banana bread oats, which honestly was so similar, but they added cinnamon and they had a mashed banana in there. So I followed this recipe a lot closer than I did with Trace's oats. The only difference is that I didn't measure out the liquid because last time it was super runny. So I kind of just poured in water until it reached a consistency I was happy with, because I really didn't want to just have super runny batter the entire time. And then so after that, threw in the oven, 400 degrees. This time I took it out after 15 minutes because 20 minutes was too much yesterday. Maybe I'm wearing a jacket to cover up the fact that I'm wearing the exact same shirt as yesterday, but I don't want to talk about it. Thanks. I kept thinking about how yesterday's oats would have been better if I just had banana in it or like some cinnamon or just like more flavor basically. I didn't dislike them, but they weren't like the best that I felt they could have been. Okay, I'm talking too much. Let's just try it. Okay. This looks good. Bone apple Ted. You can try it first. Take a bite. Is it good? Okay, I'll go now.
It was at this moment that he knew.
My oven is still on. Oh my gosh. That was embarrassing. But we're back in business. Okay, wait. That bite got so much chocolate. So I can't tell if I like it because of the chocolate. Wait, let me get a bite that doesn't have chocolate in it because I think that might have influenced it. Wait, what the heck? With the chocolate, it was fire. It was so good. But with nothing, when it's just like the oatmeal, honestly, yesterday's was better. I really had high hopes for this. I would give it maybe like a 6. Not as good as yesterday's, but it's just day 2, so I have high hopes. Day 3, and we're finally venturing out from that generic chocolate chip-esque realm into a chocolate cheesecake baked oats. I was really excited about this because it felt like just such a cornerstone of the baked oat videos I've seen where they cut into the middle and there's that like nice ooze of whatever filling they put in the center. But I had to make some modifications for sure. Like the cheesecake filling, for instance, needed so much more cocoa powder and sweetener than the recipe called for. I ended up switching to stevia instead of honey because if I put as much honey as I would have needed to make it sweet, it would have been just like super, super honey flavored because you know honey has such a taste. So that was something of note. That being said, maybe I just didn't like the chocolate cheesecake flavor and maybe it was a personal thing, but I just wanted to note that I did have to make some modifications to that. Anyway, after I dolloped it in the middle and baked it, let's see what I thought. Hello, and we're back. Day 3. Different shirt, still gray, and I did turn the oven off this time. So these ones I'm kind of like on the fence about. I had to modify the recipe. Specifically the filling part, I added less cream cheese just because, excuse you, what the recipe called for just seemed like so much. And then I had to add way more cocoa powder and way more sweetener than the recipe called for to get it to taste like decent to me. I think the issue is just because cream cheese and like unsweetened cocoa powder are just two like very strong flavors. This one I'm excited for. This one I'm excited for though because there is like the filling, which I feel like is kind of like all the craze around it. Ooh, that does look really nice. When you have the filling in it, it's quite nice, I will say. I was worried it would be way too sweet, but I think just because it's like chocolate, which is like already a really bitter flavor without sweetener, it honestly balances out. I just don't love it as much as I thought I would. I had really high hopes for it because it's got the filling and it's like the first chocolate one of the week, but it's just okay. I think I would give it a 7.5. Okay, I'm back. I'm reneging my original rating. This is the worst one of the week. I think this would be a 5.5 then. So it's day 4, and for this day, I followed a coffee cake baked oats recipe from Trace's Oats. These were definitely the most involved oats because I had to make a oat crumble as well as a protein drizzle for the top. And this was just like the worst day for me to make them because my workout ran long and then I had class right after, so I was so frazzled. Also, I shied away from adding a ton of coffee. It only called for a 1/4 cup, but I wasn't really sure how strong it was supposed to be. I'm just not a big caffeine person. It's really hit or miss for me because sometimes I'll take it and I feel fine. I feel rejuvenated. I feel like, wow, I really see why people drink coffee. Other times I'll take it and I can feel my heart trying to beat its way out of my chest. So I really was not trying to roll the dice when I had 2 back-to-back classes for 6 hours this day. So I just really kind of dialed it down, but I wish I had decaf coffee so I could have put the right proper amount and done this recipe some justice. Anyway, enough from me. On to the taste test. Day 4, we have coffee cake oats with an oat crumble and a protein drizzle. These are definitely the most like involved oats I made. I chose the worst day because I have class in like 20 minutes. I'm starving, so I'm just gonna dig in. Wait. I definitely wish it was a stronger coffee flavor. But these are the best ones. They're so sweet. Oh my god. And that might be my fault because I might have just not put enough coffee to like counteract that. But this is the best one. And it's so moist because I didn't freaking overcook them. I only put them in for 12 minutes. But yeah, I would give these like an 8.5. If there was more coffee flavor, then they'd be fire. For the last day, I'm following a recipe by Dumbbells and Oats. It's a chocolate peanut butter baked oatmeal, but I'm following a method from Trace's Oats where he made the baked oatmeal into cookies. He basically said that if you make it the night before and let the batter sit overnight in the fridge, it'll become like a dough and you or whatever. It'll like thicken up enough where you can shape it into cookies. So I did that. I made it the night before, but it was still just batter, and I let it sit till like the middle of the day. So because of that, I just kind of scooped it into a shallow plate and then topped it with some chocolate chips and threw it in the oven. This time I baked it for like 10 minutes because I halved the recipe since I was gonna just eat it for a snack because I thought I was gonna get cookies out of it, and I didn't get cookies out of it, and I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed, but it's all right. I literally am in class because I baked this right before my class started, so I can't talk. But here it is. Here's a close up, and let's see what I thought. First bite, ruminating, letting it sit, letting it marinate. Okay, let's go in for bite number 2. Oh, it's a little too hot. It's a little too hot. Remembers, she's on Zoom camera, so she has to duck out of the way. I'm not really sure I like it at this point, but we're gonna give it another shot. Let's just give it one more bite and see what I think. It was honestly a 6. It just wasn't that great. I think baked oatmeal is just not for me, to be honest with you. And that wraps up the week. I did not record an outro because I forgot, but I do have a few notes. These recipes lied. Maybe it's my oven. Maybe my oven is just so strong, but I literally had to bake them so much less than the recipe called for. And also, at the end of the day, like these weren't my favorite, but I definitely recommend them because I think the coffee cake oats were super good. Blend them because when I didn't blend them the first time, I did not like them, which is why this time around I made sure I blended them all. As for the ranking, which I'm sure is what you guys are all here for, number 1 for me was the coffee cake oats. Number 2 was the chocolate chip cookie from the first day. Number 3 was the banana bread oats. Number 4 was the chocolate peanut butter oats, and number 5 was the chocolate cheesecake oats. I'm surprised because I love me some chocolate, so I was really expecting them to both be at the top, and they were not. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. Okay, that being said, I will see you guys next week and have a wonderful day.